The evidence that the attack was of English origin and directed against Ireland doesn't need very much rehearsal. I was subjected at the age of 12 to slaughtering head blows by Michael Todd, Tommy Cartieri, Ronnie Goldie, Gary and Danny Pittman, James Kasparowski, Ronnie Zazinski stomped on my head. Flurries of slaughtering head blows. While a Zionist from Bryn Mawr in Israel sent me letters identifying me as a squirrel, which she spelled S-Q-U-R-L, taking out the I-R-E to signify taking out Ireland. And they taunted me as goy, 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 goy. So whatever my response was or wasn't is hardly relevant. I was attacked from behind. It was out of the blue. Now, foreign England mongered, with the help of Paul McCartney and George Galloway, their right to inflame the situation by helping Israel and the Jeffing Corporation abuse me publicly with the loaded dice of a neurological implant put into my brain by the Watton makers and a family of Attica State Prison psychiatrists currently in neurobehavioral research at the University of Pittsburgh. What was George Galloway's motive in helping McCartney do this? He was working with King Crimson. That was the Carnegie Mellon's student union newspaper. Well, George Galloway is very fixated on his rhetorical ploys, and he believes in hard power and soft power. One of the things I truly believe, the Achilles heel of Nosferatu and the Zionist war machine, is what Galloway calls soft power. Now, he encourages the idea of Palestinian resistance, which played right into Mossad's hands. Led to this demolition project going on, the extermination, the Holocaust, the genocide. And he doesn't question it to Palestine because he believes in hard power. That makes him a man because he was a boxer once. But the real attack was on the supernova rave, and that was signified by the leader named Sin War. It's a war on sin. I investigated the AIDS attack. I was at Falk Medical Library in 1984 when Paul McCartney sent someone in to lisp, "The whole is greater than the sum of its parts." An advocacy for gay ill Burston, whose likeness appears on the cover of a record by Robert Fripp in 1979 called "God Save the Queen." So Galloway was party to the sin war, and he's covering it up. And he took the noxious approach to this nightmare of taunting and violating the idea of soft power, which he scorns as soft. And you could see the venom with which Wadmaker and the foreign English regard soft power by the fact that they nightmarishly loaded the dice to trigger a neuroplasm in the brain of the Irish, measuring formulas as carefully with Civil War insignias and graffiti in the newspapers as they did to Mackenzie's Shirilla. And then they detonated it to watch the tea kettle go off, as they put it so eloquently. And then, pretending that I had done something that they detected from a neuroplasm that they implanted in which was frozen shut the memory of being kidnapped and tortured on a freezing cold day. They pretended they could detect the blinking of having done something unconsensual, which was never even remotely true. They couldn't even find an actress to lie for them about it. And they chemically castrated me. And while Galloway is worse than Jimmy Crary in his multi-marriage showcase of mixed breeds, humping everything in sight, evidently, he dares to say, when I meditate on, I think on what Jesus would do. And he impute and laugh and pat the little black boy in the franchise and say, watch us emulate the queer bait. And they're back, threatening me with AIDS, which is their favorite thing.